Merry Christmas to all, as the three wise men followed the star to Bethlehem. So shall we follow the Ristar today. That was too cheesy even for me. I'm not sure how I can justify starting the Christmas special with that nonsense. Thank you all for tuning in. Welcome to the Christmas special this year. This is a tradition on my YouTube channel to play a game to completion without chopping it up. I actually started doing this because I had an issue on Christmas Day in particular where the Christmas festivities would be over partway through maybe late morning or early afternoon, and then I would have nothing to do the rest of the day. And also, people tend to not upload stuff on Christmas. So for those of you for whom Christmas is not a full day event, which I actually don't know what percentage of people... Oh, there's a 1-up in this hole, isn't there? There sure is. I actually don't know what percentage of people that applies to. It certainly doesn't apply to me anymore the way it used to. Christmas is now, for me, an all-day event. I have no shortage of everything that I have to do on Christmas. I'm actually recording this much later in the year than I usually do. I usually like to get this out, my Christmas special recorded. I think the earliest I've done it has been like July. That's not quite usual for me though, but it's very late in the year. I think today is December the 21st, which is very, very late for me. there were bombs on me. That's not good. I thought this was the end of the level, but it was not. But yeah, I wanted to record this a few weeks ago, and then I got sick with something in my throat that made my throat hurt a lot, and don't know if you know this, but it's not actually easy to record stuff if your throat hurts. Very detrimental. And then the following week was the week where most of my a lot of my Christmas gifts were arriving in the mail, and that presents its own challenges. Trying to set aside a block of 3 or 4 hours in the middle of an afternoon during the week when you're going to get deliveries and stuff. Every time I get a delivery, the dogs go crazy, and there's all these distractions. So the previous week has not been a good week to record either, but I do have this obligation to everybody to get this done and get this out on Christmas as a thank you for another year of my YouTube channel and everybody coming around to support and patronize the channel. And you know what? If you don't celebrate Christmas, that's great. You can go ahead and watch the video. Whatever holiday you do celebrate, just pretend that I said that instead. And if you don't celebrate any holiday on December the 25th, then what you're going to have to do is, at the end of this sentence, you're going to want to pause the video and put it on like your watch later lists. And then next time there's a holiday you do celebrate, go ahead and pull it up. It'll be there for you. I thought that guy was going to stay on that branch, and he did not. But for me, it is Christmas. It is the big holiday of the holiday season, which is kind of a redundant sentence if you think about it. There is a lot going on right now in the world, and in my life, and in my family, and everybody's families, I'm sure. But I think it's important, every once in a while, that a kind of entire culture comes together and identifies one day or one period of time as being set aside for, I'm going to use the phrase, like, generic celebration, because everybody celebrates Christmas or the other winter holidays in their own way. Not everybody celebrates Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or... I know a lot of people will celebrate one of the, like, made-up ironic holidays, like Festivus is pretty popular. I think I can go up here, can't I? What's up here? It's a full health star, which I'm probably going to need because we're going to be dropping down through these guys. Oh no, we didn't touch any of them. Nice. I gotta turn the lights back on. But even if you don't celebrate a holiday yourself, there is a kind of understanding that the end of the year is a time for celebration. A lot of our holidays do tend to congregate there, even if you don't celebrate American Thanksgiving or Christmas or any of the other winter holidays or New Year's. I guess it's hard to really imagine somebody who doesn't celebrate New Year's. It means you use a different calendar than everybody else does from the rest of Western civilization. The point is, we have a period of about 2 months at the end of every year where people I almost said relax, but that's not true, because a lot of people do stress out about the holidays. Which, you know what? I don't know what point I was trying to make. I was going somewhere with this, but then I didn't go somewhere. Let's talk about Ristar a little bit. Ristar is... if you know my channel a lot, you know that I'm very, very critical of the Sega Genesis as a console. The Sega Mega Drive, if you're from one of those weird, not really countries across the ocean from me. But I'm very critical of that console because, for one thing, at the time, I was a Nintendo kid. I had all Nintendo consoles. Growing up, I had the NES, I had the SNES, I had the Game Boy. So, like, to me, none of the fun games that I were playing were available on the Sega Genesis, with very few exceptions. I had friends that had Sega Genesis, and I'm not going to make a value judgment about their life, but I don't think any of them were as happy as I was growing up. That's just a truism. Like, I had a buddy of mine who was like, dude, you got to come over. I got Shaq Fu for Sega Genesis. First of all, the problem with owning a Sega Genesis in the 90s is that Shaq Fu was a big deal on the system. It was a major release. I mean, the other thing is, like, it also came out on Super Nintendo. It's what a lot of people don't remember about the console wars of the 90s, back when they were really bloody, really violent. We lost a lot of good kids in those console wars. But what a lot of people don't realize is it's not just about picking the console that has the games you like, it's that picking a console that has the games you like might make other, not quite as desirable games look better because the console you pick has fewer games overall. Anyway, I was not a Sega kid by any means. And even as an adult, going back and revisiting a lot of old retro video games on the YouTubes. Oh man, I should have been... You gotta be brave enough to walk under these fish. You gotta have the courage to face the fish. Hashtag face the fish. The Sega Genesis is not as graphically impressive as the Super Nintendo. It does not have... This guy's gonna electrify me. I'm gonna just swim over him. Oh, this guy pops out of the background. A lot of things pop out of the background at you in this game. The sound chip on the Sega Genesis, to the degree that I actually cared about, like, the sound chip and stuff when I was a kid. I didn't, really. It's just games had music, and music was bleepy, and that's... As an adult going back, I can kind of see the, Oh no, I didn't get up on top of this wall, so we're gonna have to stall up here for a minute now. I don't know what's down in the water, and the courage of the fish is behind me now, and I'm too cowardly to face it myself. But yeah, I think I would describe the Sega Genesis sound chip as tragic. He got me. We're gonna try to do Ristar on a 1cc. We're gonna try to finish the game without continuing, but my practice runs didn't go well, and you get tons of continues. Like, you're not gonna run out of continues in this game. I do think you have limited continues, but I don't think you can really run out. I think you get a ton of them. Everything just pops out at you in this level. Everything does. Worst level in the game. Hashtag face the fish. See? I told you. Hashtags are useful sometimes. That's actually not true. No hashtag has ever been useful. There were Spiketies down there. I'm dead in the second world twice. So it's very rare for me to find a Sega Genesis game that I think looks and sounds impressive. Like, even the good ones, like, that I do really love, like Sonic the Hedgehog kind of games. I'm gonna think of another Sega Genesis game. Oh, I didn't hashtag that time. I'm sure I could think of another Sega Genesis game that's worthy of praise if I sit here long enough. It's not Sonic the Hedgehog and it's not Ristar, but it's difficult because a lot of what was on the console was just not up to snuff if you were used to playing Super Nintendo games. And the marketing in Sega at the time was like their blast processing thing, like, oh, the Super Nintendo has a slow processor and our processor is faster. Yeah, that's true, but when you're like a kid playing games, you don't even know what that means, really? I still kind of don't know what that means. Like, Sonic the Hedgehog, yeah, he runs fast, but The game itself isn't like faster than a Mario game. I didn't understand what the whole blast processing thing was supposed to mean back in the day. And now that I'm a big grown-up man, I don't much care about which console has the fastest processor. That's the kind of marketing you go to when you literally have nothing else to market with your video game console. You talk about the speed of the processor, which doesn't matter to any actual just player of games. What matters is having a good library of robust exclusives. This is like a boss rush kind of level. I think I want to go up the bubbles here at the start. And I can get a free man. We'll see. Can I get a free guy up here, please? If I follow the bubbles. So most of my... Oh, the frogs are coming now. I can't safely jump out of the water. Get out of here, Frogman. Oh, now I gotta get rid of the Starman. There we go. Oh, the frogs are coming. As soon as the frogs are gone... Okay, now I can jump out. I can give myself some breathing room. Now I can bubble across. I'm having Lost Vikings flashbacks here. Oh, I almost made it. But I'm pretty sure that's a free life that I'm going to need. I had to jump in the water to get rid of that star. There was no other way to do it. I promise. So my connection with the Sega Genesis as a kid, it was a console that other kids had. And sometimes I had to play games on it because I was like at their house for a sleepover or whatever. But... And we eventually did get one. My brother got a Sega Genesis, and... Here's the thing. At the time, both of us played a lot of video games. We were both kids. We were, I don't know, 11, 12 years old, whatever. And at the time, we both played an appreciable amount of video games, okay? I had the NES and the SNES in my room. He had the Sega Genesis in his room. And video games were just a big part of our lives. But I had the SNES, and he had the Sega Genesis. Fast forward to 2019, I'm still playing video games, and he's not anymore. He doesn't play video games anymore. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe I had the better games? Just saying. So my conceptualization of Genesis games is that it was kind of... It's a console that other people had, and their library of games, they had like one or two like really good games that I do wish I could play. But then mostly... They got worse ports of the games that I already had access to on my Super Nintendo. Like Shaq Fu. Or, I think legendarily for the time, the, like, which version of Street Fighter did you have growing up, you know? Like, that was a big question back in the 90s. Like, you had to have Street Fighter. Everybody had to have it. Take the star here, gets a little bit more health. Difference between the versions of Street Fighter. Like, yeah, there were graphical differences. There were... I think I can make this in one. No, I can't. No, I can't. I gotta get up. There we go. Nope, get up there. What are you doing, Restart? Ah! Swim for it, buddy. You got this. Destroy the evil... Turbine? Turbine. I'm going with Turbine. No, the big difference... Like, yeah, there were graphical differences. I don't know if how many... like the gameplay differences between, say, Super Street Fighter 2 on the SNES and Super Street Fighter 2 on the Genesis. I think there were legal differences, because I don't think it was actually legal for a Sega Genesis game to have the word Super in the title. I think there was a big lawsuit about that. Yeah, well, it wasn't pretty. The 90s were a rough time for video games. You guys, I gotta kill both of you, don't I? Tried to grab you or you were out of the water, but it didn't work. And now we're going down. No, we're not going down. There's going to be... I gotta get rid of these Hopkin green frogs. Oh my goodness. Too many Hopkin green frogs. So, well, if you're not familiar with the 16-bit console wars of the 90s, what you should probably do is Google a Super Nintendo controller and then Google a Sega Genesis controller. And the difference between the two is the Sega Genesis controller had a D-pad, it had one utility button, the start button, in the center of the controller, and then it had 3 face buttons. First of all, 3 face buttons in a row, like the Sega Genesis controller had, is not an ideal layout for a controller. It's not very... For example, you have A, B, and C, and you have them right in a row. You can't really push A and C together in a comfortable way. I'm sure there are techniques of doing it, but ideally you want a controller that can push any combination of buttons. Got it. Got the turbine that time. And you couldn't do that on a Sega Genesis controller. The other problem was just a lack of buttons. 3 face buttons, those are the only like actual buttons you had. 1 utility button, 3 face buttons. Super Nintendo controller had 2 utility buttons, start and select. Had 4 face buttons that arranged in a diamond, so it's actually pretty easy to push any 2 of them together if you need to. And then it has 2 shoulder buttons as well. So you got 6 buttons total, so a game like Street Fighter comes out that has 6 buttons required. I don't want to follow those bubbles because they go to a bonus round, and bonus rounds in Ristar are terrible, and I'm bad at them. Excellent. So yeah, Street Fighter, you have 3 kinds of punches, a strong, a medium, and a light punch, and then you have 3 kinds of kicks, a strong, a medium, and a light kick, which is not ideal on a Super Nintendo controller, because you kind of map the kicks to 2 of the face buttons, and then your hard kick to a shoulder button or something like that. Not the best way to play a fighting game, but at the time, in the 90s, it was better than the Sega Genesis method, which was you could have kicks or punches, A, B, and C, strong, medium, and light, and you push start to switch back and forth between the 2. I thought he was coming out. No, he's going to be in the background rocking me. Where you going, buddy? Where you going? So yeah, if you wanted to do like a punch-kick combo in Street Fighter, you had to push your punch button, then you had to push the start button, then you had to push your kick button. Because you only had the 1 utility button, and they use it to switch between punches and kicks. And oh, by the way, if you use your utility button for that, now you don't have a button to start to like pause the game with. So, and I know Street Fighter, you're not supposed to be pausing the game anyway. The point is it's a feature that one version of the game didn't have, out of necessity. Now, what my brother did is he invested in a 6-button controller. I think it was like $30 or something at the time. You can buy a Sega Genesis controller that had A, B, C, X, Y, and Z buttons. And they were arranged kind of the same way a fighting game's punch and kick buttons are usually arranged in like a cabinet. You have like 2 rows of 3 buttons, which is pretty good, even if you're playing on a controller and you're playing with your you're activating all the face buttons with just 1 thumb. Still a pretty good layout. So the 6-button Sega Genesis controller was pretty good. In fact, it's similar to the layout that I have on my Xbox 360 controller that I used for Street Fighter. My T-Hawk controller has kind of the same button layout. But we only had 1 of those controllers. So if 2 people are playing in Street Fighter, like, oh, 1 person gets just an insane advantage because they have all of their punches and kicks, and the other person like can't do anything. Wasn't good. It wasn't good is the point. We want to throw the fake little Ristar guy in this cage. Oh, I gotta make sure I don't get shot by this nerd. He's gonna ball me here. It's gonna be hard to grab because I've got the statue in the way. There we go. You do get iframes in this game. You actually get an insane amount of iframes in this game. Anytime you grab something and you bounce off, the whole bounce has iframes. Which we're going to be abusing that later. Oh, I grabbed too early. Could use some health. Do I want to go up here, maybe? I'm going to go up here and see if there's some health to be had. Thought we were going to get... Oh, we are getting volcanoed on. So I guess we actually didn't gain much of anything. Oh, there's some health. I could have stayed on either path and got some health. So what does all this have to do with Ristar? Like, it is a Sega Genesis game. Like, I'm playing a Sega... There's obviously at least one good Sega Genesis game. That was a pretty good fly, I gotta say. It's clear to me that there are tricks to making the Sega Genesis games look and sound good, even though most of them didn't in comparison to Super Nintendo games, because Ristar does. I wish that I had played Ristar as a kid. I wish I had access to this game as a kid. I didn't. I did not play Ristar until a collection of Sonic the Hedgehog games came out on the GameCube called the Sonic Mega Collection, which was a kind of a big deal for me because the Sonic games are some of the only Sega games I like. Oh, I might have to finish this story later. We have to say numbers out loud here. So it's 4, 2, 5, 6. 4, 2, 5, 6. 4, 2, excuse you. Excuse you? How am I gonna... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness! There's a trick to grabbing one of these green blobmens on the top layer, but I can't remember it now. I test played like 2 weeks ago, because I was going to record this 2 weeks ago, then I got sick, and all of the army of delivery men showed up. Alright, so we've got 1, 4, 3, 6. 1, 4, 3, 6. Alright, what's next? We've got 1, 6... 1, 6, 4, 3, 2. 1, 6, 4, 3, 2. That was wrong! It was 2, 3, wasn't it? 2, 1, 4, 5, 6. That's the trick. You don't want to hold down the grab button. You want to release grab right around. So it's 2, 1, 4, 5, 6. If you hold the grab button, you start swinging, and swinging is bad. 2, 5, 6, 1, 4, 3. 2, 1, 5, 6, 4, 3. 2, 1, 5, 6, 4, 3. No, that wasn't it? Oh, goodness. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That'll be easy to remember. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Believe it or not, that's one of the harder little like mini bosses in the game. Really difficult because of the memory patterns. Ristar was very, very late in the Sega Genesis library. It's 1995 is like the tail end of the 16-bit era. Like the next year, the N64 and the Sega Malarkey Butt? I don't remember what the new Sega console was called. I'm thinking it was the Malarkey Butt. If I think. I'm not actually sure. But those consoles had yet to come out. Oh, I can get this treasure box. Watch. So we can kind of stall against the wall here, and then get a big bounce off the top of the wall and land over here. Excellent. You have to know little tricks like that in Ristar. But the Sonic Mega Collection came out, and it had a whole bunch of Sonic games on it, and a couple games that were like bonus games that weren't Sonic games. Like it had Flicky, which was one of the earliest Sega Genesis games. Which what's in that garbage can over here? Garbage can? It's not a garbage can, Brick Road. Unless it's health, I don't care. And if it is health, then I'll probably end up taking damage trying to get it anyway. We're probably better off just... Oh, it was health. Anyway, Ristar was one of the games on that collection. I had never played it before. I had no idea what it was. I forgot the little bomb guys existed. Whew! And I was mesmerized by this game when I played it on the Sonic Mega Collection back in the GameCube. So I was already an adult by this point. I was no longer the impressionable young whippersnapper that I was. But I loved this game, and I almost certainly played it more than anything else on that collection. I did spend a lot of time just playing like the Sonic and Sonic 3 bonus levels. I like the Sonic 3 bonus levels a lot. So I probably spent a lot of time playing those too. But Ristar... Here's the thing. The Sega sound chip in particular has this like very grumbly quality to it. Like everything sounds like it's kind of mumbling at you. And Ristar really doesn't have that quality to it. I'm not sure... Ooh, I gotta grab this, don't I? Or else I'm gonna fall in the pit. I'm supposed to be going this way anyway, aren't I? You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna fly. So I can safely fly here. There we go. That's probably okay. You're invincible while you fly, you're invulnerable, so... yeah, and also the game just looks gorgeous. It's really vibrant, really colorful. It doesn't have any... something you may not have noticed in the 16-bit era if you only played games on Super Nintendo is that transparency, anything with an alpha value, was really difficult to do for a lot of graphics... like low-end graphics cards at the time, the kind you would find in like a affordable video game console. So to get transparency on the Sega Genesis, it can't actually do alpha channels. Oh, I gotta stand out of the middle. What am I doing? Life is bad. And I just accidentally hit the fast forward button a little bit. That's okay though. Sometimes in life you hit a fast forward button. There's a rewind button too. But I'm gonna try not to use those. Now we're gonna fall, right? I wanna fall... I want to be on the edge of the screen, I think. He's going to come down. And I'm going to grab the edge of the screen. I kind of want to be right here, and then if he comes up my side of the screen, I can grab him. Like that. Yeah, that's the ticket. And we only got to do that once, and then we're back to this mess. Cool. Except I can only take one more hit. And I don't know how to dodge that claw attack. You can get up on him here if you grab his hands, but I'm bad at grabbing hands. Alright, we're going down again? We're going down again. So I was mesmerized by, like, wow, there's like this one excellent Sega Genesis game that nobody's... I never heard of anybody that had heard of it. I'd never heard of Ristar. I didn't know anybody who had played it. Like, where the heck did this game come from? He got me. You can't duck, unfortunately. There's no duck command in this game. I guess you do gotta go through 3 phases here. Okay, fair enough. This time I won't stand right underneath him and take stupid damage. I guess you just want to get away from him when he does the claw, and then maybe jump over the second claw. I'm not sure exactly how it works. I like the slow-moving ground attack. Slow-moving ground attack is more my speed, let's be honest. Mash that button. There we go. I think we got him. On to the next phase. We're on to the next phase now. So the way I characterize this is that... Oh, that is the way to dodge that. Get far away and then jump over the second one. Beautiful. I've always thought of this, and this is going to sound like really reductive and dismissive and whatever, but I've always thought of Ristar as like a Super Nintendo game that mistakenly got released on the wrong platform. That's kind of how I've looked at it since the GameCube days. I mean, maybe a sensible way to look at it, considering the first console I played this game on was a Nintendo console. It was on the GameCube. Oh, we got him. Where's the little mole guy at? There he is. Get out of here, son. And another thing about this game that I really want to emphasize is it has the best end of level sequence I think I can name in a 16-bit game. Can you name a game from this era that has an in-betweeny level sequence that gets you more hype to play the next level than Ristar? It's just everything comes together here. The animations, the music, the screen full of all your points, none of which I got because I'm terrible at this game. And you just fly off in the distance to the next level. And the next level is like a cool sequence of colors that you haven't seen before in a level. Oh, amazing. Just absolutely epic. And to me, that's what makes it kind of a great game to play on for my Christmas special. Like, check out this level. Listen to the music in this level for a second. How it's just kind of muted. It's kind of in the background. We're going to grab the little metronome here. And we're going to give the metronome to... Oh, let's kill this man first. Bird friend here wants the metronome, and then and then the music gets a little punchier, and it stays that way through the whole level. Like the whole level, it's gonna play as much of the music as we have heard to this point. Little touches like this are things that I kind of expect from Nintendo games. Maybe not of this era, but you think of something like a Legend of Zelda game, like Wind Waker or something, that it has the like contextual music to it. Like the music changes depending on what you're doing and where you're going and what your progression is through the level. Little touches like that, little like gameplay features like that, are things that I've come to expect from Nintendo games that I never associated with Sega games growing up. I don't know why Sega games kind of never went that little extra mile. You could always count on Sega games to have an idle animation. Sega characters in a Sega Genesis game always had an animation. Like if I just stand here long enough, Ristar is going to get impatient with me. I think his idle animation's actually different in each level in the game. Like this one, he's kind of doing this like dance because it's the music world. I think in other worlds he does other stuff. But that in and of itself is a fun little touch that I wouldn't have expected from a Sega Genesis game. So I was super impressed when I first played Ristar. Ooh, I got it without taking damage. That almost never happens. Now I gotta throw this metronome in the hole. I don't like only having 3 lives left, but we're probably going to use a continue, fam. We're probably going to end up continuing. This guy's going to steal my metronome if I let him, so let's not let him. Oh! The claw game got it. What a jerk. But it is that kind of weird juxtaposition between... Oh, really? Slimy? Get back here. Oh, I didn't see the Birdman. Come here, you. Gotta remember Birdman's there. Never forget about Birdman. It is that weird, like this game feels like a Super Nintendo game to me. More than a Sega Genesis game. It makes it really... Oh, I should have grabbed that metronome. I can fly back up there, though. It makes it feel much more special than other Sega games, and to me that makes it a really good candidate to play for a Christmas special. I try to play games for the Christmas specials that are... I try to play games from my childhood that are very special in some way. I do not like where that metronome ended up. I accidentally grabbed that bomb. These bombs don't explode unless you put your hands on them. Don't get handsy with the bombs and you're okay. There we go. I didn't want to throw it from back here because I didn't want it to land on the Slimy guy. Slimy guy just takes your metronome and steals it. What a jerk. There it is. I think I do want him to take this. Yeah, he's got to take it over the spikes, and I've got to go down below. Where this guy is. Hey, man. Even today, this game is still a little obscure. Like, I think Sega does do a pretty good job of putting it in the various, like, Sega collections they've put out. But I don't think it's a ubiquitous job. Like, I don't think it's on every single version of every collection they've put out. And they're like their celebration games, or like character combo games, like their Sonic Racing games and stuff. He's, like, Ristar's not playable in that Sonic All-Stars Mega Super Racing. He's in the game, he's just not playable. So, like, even amongst, like, Sega alum, you don't really get Ristar at the forefront. I kind of have to listen to the music here. So I know when the birds are going to drop. It's one. I just let that Greenman crash into me. Not good. There's going to be 4 of these guys. And they come at you like in waves with the music. It's so cool. Alright, next bird. Excuse you. Oh, I went over his head. I shouldn't jump. I should just wait on the floor. That was not a good cycle. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and tell you that that was a good cycle in the Birdman boss. The good news is I think there's a free guy in the next stage that I can get. Wait for the stop. He's going to stop. There it is. Oh, I thought he was dead. Nope. Now he's dead. I was thinking he was going to come down an extra time there at the end, but I didn't want to be that close to the edge of the screen at the end of the bird cycle. Because I know that that green slimeman comes in from the right to start with. Alright, what you got for me? Anything? One more. There it is. I threw my hand out there to kind of anticipate him coming down, because again, I don't want to be standing that close to the edge of the screen when the greenmans come around, in case I had to do another cycle. The idea at the end of the level is you're supposed to, like, fly really high up, and the higher up you go off the screen, the more points you get, but I don't care about points! So anything I can do to show you guys that, hey, this game Ristar exists and it's pretty cool, and maybe check it out. It is on Steam. That's how I'm playing it, the Sega and Mega Drive Classics on Steam. That goes on sale periodically and with big packs of games. I think I literally grabbed a sale with every single game available in the Sega Mega Drive's Classic library on Steam, which means I've got like 30... As much as I say that I don't care much about Sega Genesis games, I have the entire library available on Steam. Oh, this guy's going to throw his thing at me? I am taking a lot of stupid damage, and I wish I wasn't. Alright, I think if we go up here, there's a drum. Okay, so what we're going to do is go up here. I think I want to go up top here first. Yes. Now I want to ride this down, but not all the way down. We want to drop right here. And get this garbage can with my one-man run. Now the good thing is that the one-mans actually do respawn if I die again. So if I die in the next part of the level, I get another shot here. But let's see if that actually happens. I'm going to drum up over here. Big drum up over here. I got to grab the wall halfway down. Push the button at the right time, Brick Road. There we go. Now I got to get the bottom, but we're going to hedge our bets here and not hit the drum at the bottom. That's the stuff. Okay, now we got to go up and over. No, we got to grab this man here. Alright, now it should be safe. To go up and over. Yikes. Oh good, that's some healing. Get over the tromboners. What do I need this thing for? I'm going up? No, we're not going up. Kinda not sure what the point of all that was. If we go any higher on the drums here, we're gonna hit those spiketies. Okay, so I think we're just... That guy was just hiding in plain sight, wasn't he? And it was safe to go up there. Okay, so I want to go straight up the middle here. Is there another free guy up here? No, I want that treasure box up there, though. I'm sorry, garbage can. Oh, it is a free man. Nice. Let's wait for the guitars to smash down, and then it's safe for me to jump through. A little bit of healing, which is perfect. This guy's going to throw his thing at me. Oh no! I instinctively tried to duck right there. Did you guys know there's no duck button in this game? I think I might have said something about that. I wonder if I backtrack to the beginning of the level, if I can get both of the Freemans. Probably not possible, right? Probably just a big waste of time. Probably shouldn't be trying this. That's the wrong way entirely, Brick Road. Duh. I'm gonna try it. It's Christmas. It's the time for Christmas miracles. You know what? Maybe this wasn't a great idea. Actually, I think we're okay. I think we're... Move up over this. Yeah, we're right there. We're pretty much right there. We're right there-ish. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so we're going to hit this. Hop up top. Why did you do that, Ristar? I need to get higher up so I can grab this wall, because I want this healing. The little stars are healing, by the way. I think probably you figured that out, but... You know, Christmas is also the time for Slowbies. Really? That guy just grabbed me right out of the air. But if I do this, I'll come out ahead in lives, even with the life that I lost. Provided I don't die stupidly heading back. Alright, we'll use the drum. I was going to try to salvage that, but it wasn't happening. Sometimes in life, you just have to admit that whatever it is not happening. Just something that you have to accept for yourself. Ah, why did I push the button so soon? Oh, goodness. Okay. It's all good. Everything's fine. So I want to go try going down here, right? That's the wrong way entirely. You know, we can just fall down here. And that's fine. Up and over. Well, what happened there was I tried to grab the wall, and the wall's made of spikes. So when I did that, my hand got spiked. You guys ever have your hand get spiked? It's not pleasant. So now, I feel like I'm just chasing good damage after bad now. Because we want to go back for the free life, but we're hitting these spikes too often. And it's eventually going to go bad for us. I don't know though, I feel like I kind of took an unfair hit on that last cycle though. So now, yeah, we're just going to sunk cost fallacy all up in this business. Okay. So the first drum is safe. Second drum is safe. This might be important for me to learn, so I'm going to say this out loud. There. Okay, now we got the man. That's... the Borbonglement General, I've decided that character's name is. Perfect. I told you guys. Due for a Christmas miracle. Now we're back at the checkpoint area. Not really sure why that thing's down there when you just are going to use the drum anyway. Okay, so I'm going to come down here, grab this guy. Excuse you. No, it's great. It's great. We're going to get this free life. Watch this. Boom. Free life. Wait for the guitars. If we get 2 slaps, no, we're fine. We were getting 2 slaps. No, it's great. Let me tell you. Here's what we can do now. Now, we go back again, and we'll end up with 8 lives. I deserve this. I almost just dropped on the spikes. I did just drop on the spikes. This is the most fallacious Christmas video I've ever made. Let's preemptively kill that guy. There we go. Okay. We're doing it. We're doing it, though. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. And hey, if you're going to be in the same level for half an hour, you might as well be in a level with such excellent music as this. Hopefully you see what I mean, though. Like, this doesn't sound like it's music that belongs on the Sega Genesis, does it? Whoops. There we go. I'm gonna head up this way and get the Star-man. Down we go. This is how you rack up the lives of Ristar. Let's wait for the slaps. This is the kind of thing you would have read about in Nintendo Power Counselor's Corner. If this actually was a Nintendo game and not a Sony PlayStation game like it is. And I am aware, I don't want to act like I'm not aware of my own biases. I am aware of personal biases when it comes to stuff like that. Like, the way that a game system or whatever felt to me as a kid is going to be different from how it felt to somebody else. I'm sure a lot of my friends loved their Sega Genesis, and they look back now as, oh yeah, the Genesis was my childhood. The same thing with people who played, like, Amiga games. Or any other home computer at the time. Like, a lot of people back in the 90s were playing, like, Doom and RTS games and things. There, 8 lives. And we're coming in mid-slap. And now, we can finally move on with this level. Let this guy throw his thing. I wasn't really prepared to deal with all of the Greenmans all at once. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, that's kind of gross. Can I... There we go. Whew. If I hit that drum, it sends me all the way to the top into the spikes. I'm just going to walk off this level. I don't deserve any bonus points for this level. Any possible height bonus would have been a lie, and we all know it. Alright, now this... a very creative boss. One of the more clever bosses in the game, but also kind of one of the PITAs. So Birdman here is going to swoop down, and he's going to start singing very discordantly. And we have to hit his perch, I think 4 times? And every time we do, confetti rains down from the heavens. And then we gotta get 2 hits on him, and then he does the perch again. Actually, that was really good, getting those 2 hits right there. Usually I'm not able to do that. What's he doing? Is he swooping down at me? Yeah, he's swooping down at me. Well, now he's gonna swoop down at the perch. Oh, we got some healing there for some reason. That is one, I'm going to say a minor complaint I have about this game, because it's obviously not a deal breaker, but it might just be due to the fact that Sega Genesis games had smaller budgets or less, I don't know what the deal was. Maybe just being on a less powerful console, but a lot of times Sega Genesis games use like the same frames of animation for 2 different things. Like, this boss has a swooping attack, which he uses to hurt you, but he also uses the same animation to swoop down to the perch. He always goes to the perch after you hit him twice. There's a pattern. So it's hit, hit, perch, hit, hit, perch, hit, hit, perch, hit, hit, perch. That's the fight. I didn't know that when I was first playing this game back in the day when I was learning the game. I thought sometimes he swooped, and sometimes the swoop hit you, and sometimes the swoop landed on the perch. One of those, it's safe to be standing next to the perch. The other one, it's not safe to be standing next to the perch. But you can't really tell unless you know the pattern. That's a very minor inconsistency with how this game, and I feel like a lot of Sega Genesis games I played had the same faults. Like, you wouldn't see that sort of thing in, like, Yoshi's Island. If a boss has a sort of animation in Yoshi's Island that's an attack, it's always going to be an attack. You should always be looking out for it. And here we go with the, what will certainly turn out to be the thumbnail for this Christmas video. I gotta put a little Santa hat on him. What do you think? Yeah, there you go. That's much better. A little Santa hat on him right there. There we go. That's... This little cutscene where he's skiing down the hill, this was added for the North American release of the game. That wasn't in the Japanese version for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, I think I want to go up here, actually. I think I want to be up top as high as possible. What the heck? Oh, I see. Okay, so we're stuck on the ice here. We gotta jump over this and grab this. But I think if we're up on the top of this area, we'll find a double Freeman that we can have. And the way that I've been playing, kids, I could really use a double Freeman. No, no, no! I want to go back up! I don't think I can go back up. I can. Good. Woo! You can't grab most of the walls in this level is the problem. Okay. This is going really badly. I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm back here. Alright, let me, recalibrate the phasers here. I don't know what that means. Jump these nerds. There we go. Get some healing. I think I wanted to be up top there. Can I salvage this? I don't know if I can salvage this. Yep, I need to be up top there. Okay, what can I do? Can I go back and get up there? I don't think I can. Unless I can go back this way. I don't think it hurts me. It just, yeah, it kind of bounces me away really, really heavily. Ah, I can get back. Okay, so I want to get bounced by this. Grab the wall. Okay, I get another shot at this. It's not often you get a second chance in life, kids. Take it when you get it. Oh, now I don't have a man to make this jump with. Can I just make the jump, please? Oh, I don't get a second chance in life. The orange blob man didn't respawn. It's not a Christmas miracle. It's a Christmas fudge-sicle. What do I do? I can let this thing kill me and then go back to the checkpoint. And then I still come out ahead on lives if I get over there. But if I don't get over there, I've just lost a life for nothing. You know what? Christmas suicide. We're doing it. We're getting it done. What kind of Christmas video would it be if I didn't kill myself horrifically and then go back to get the double one-up? I shouldn't have opened that garbage can. I should have let that one go. I wish I was going the other direction right here. Alright. I think the problem is I grabbed the orange guy earlier and I just held onto him too long and he sank too low, from which I was no longer able to jump across. So all I need to do is that. Uh-oh. This could be going better. Actually... You gotta jump over the edge of that and then grab that pole that's now out of reach. Well, I need to lure this Eggman back this way. Did you guys know this game had an Eggman? It does. Because he's real quick otherwise. We want to not touch the green floor here. The green floor is lava. I told you. Oh, this just goes to a bonus level. I don't want to play the bonus levels. So here's how the bonus levels work. It's like you get, I don't know, 30 seconds or so to reach some particular goal. And it becomes apparent like in the first 10 seconds whether or not you've reached the goal or not. And the more bonus levels you've cleared, you get treasures. And the more treasures you have at the end of the game, it shows you passwords, secret passwords. Like there's like a level select password, invincibility code password, and I do kind of like the snowball boss fight here. That's cool, right? How we're hitting this guy with snowballs. You gotta stand in place for a second to make a little snowball. I think this is one of the things that hard difficulty actually changes in Ristar. I think hard difficulty, it takes longer to form a snowball. And obviously if you're standing in one place too long, you're get pelted by his snowballs. And he can block your snowball with his snowballs. It's a whole thing. It's a whole family crisis. Let's do a water level next. I haven't done a water level in a minute. How good is this music? Like, on a scale of 1 to good, just how good is this music? I ask you. So I don't want to touch the ceilings in this area because they are spikety. And I've only got 7 lives because I foolishly threw a life away in the previous level. Trying to something... I think I actually want to go up top here. Yeah, this looks like a good way to go. Healing Star. Excellent. Excuse you. As much as I do enjoy this game, I wish I could play a widescreen version of it. Which, where you could, like, see the enemies from further off screen. Because this is another problem that some of these, not just Sega games, but even like any game from this era, kind of has the problem of, oops, do I want to go up top there? I might, just in case it's a one-man. If the midpoint on the screen that moves the camera forward is too far one direction or another, I need to hit this from the other direction, don't I? You'll see what I mean. When I'm walking to the right, the screen, the camera, the viewport showing the screen doesn't actually move until I'm past the midpoint of the screen, which means I have less room ahead of me than I do behind me for purposes of, like, seeing stuff. My feeling is that this also is more common in Sega Genesis games, but that just might be personal bias talking. Everything I say in every video I've ever made might actually just be personal bias talking. There's no way to know for sure. Well, I have 1 hit point left, so that's really exciting. There's gonna be a star in this box, though. Woo! A blue star, actually. That's a full heal. I've got to get past the frog brigade here. Turns out I needed that blue star more than I've ever needed anything. There's a... Yes, this guy's over here. I knew there was something over here that was going to make my life difficult. So I actually want to jump off about here! Nice. I want to go up here, though? Oh, there was just a gem. Hey, man! I was swimming here! Don't you hate it when you're just going for a swim and Spikety Fool swims down on top of you like, what'd you do to deserve that, Spikety Fool? Alright, let's do this. I guess it's technically a chase section, because Spikety Fool's coming for you, whether you like it or not. Haha, got it. I can safely wait here on the handlebars, so I don't get blown back into Spikety Fool. You know what? I'm going to classify that as a disaster. That battle of wits I just had with that blackish gray circular Spikety man. I'm going to file that one under disaster. We're not going to repeat that process in 2020. And we're going to do this whole level over. I think if we go left here, we can go to the bonus level, but I don't want to go to the bonus level. I just want to... I want to make it through the end of Ristar without embarrassing myself too badly. Suppose that's likely? No! Okay, we got it. Now I want to climb down this. Oh, we're at the end of the level. Excellent. Just going to walk off. Just going to walk off. It's great. Into yet another kind of clever boss fight. It's kind of another interesting boss fight, which you wouldn't expect. So the idea here is we've got the big bouncy ice frog. Frog? Frog, right? That's frog. And this guy's going to come in with, I guess, a plate of curry? And this guy doesn't like curry. Let me just say that right now. So we gotta wait for more curry now. Oh, he's gonna freeze us, and then do the vacuum now. So when the curry comes in, we throw it, and it bounces off of him, and then we get eaten. And that's how you fight this boss. That's how this boss fight goes. This one's not gonna matter because we're about to get frozen, right? Oh, I don't want to be this far to the middle of the screen. Oh no! That wasn't good. I was hammering the button too quickly and I threw my curry the wrong way. You can get it into his mouth when he's not doing vacuum mouth, but it's much, much more difficult. The timing of it doesn't always work out. Okay, so we're gonna get frozen. I don't know if we have to actually hammer out of this or what, but how did that bounce off his belly? Do you have to jump to throw it into his mouth, or can you do it from the ground? I actually don't know. There we go. I mean, I took damage there because I went through his body, but that's how you damage him. You put the hot curry in his face. And then he bounces on you. It's a very difficult boss to avoid damage from. Oh, hey, we did land it in his mouth. Nice. But I think we're about to die right here. Oh, I wish he wasn't doing a butt stomp. Really wish he didn't do a butt stomp there. I feel like his butt stomp hitbox is quite a bit wider than his actual butt. Which is kind of a feat considering how wide his butt is. My man's got some junk in the trunk. Some jizzy in the trizzy. I'm sorry I said that. I shouldn't have said that. Alright, give me some FUD. Got him again. He makes that weird frog noise. Got under him. Nice. Give me some more FUD. Got him again. I don't know what I'm going to do with this curry. I should hold it under him so he lands in it with his big stupid butt. Oh god, he's not going to come back with food in time! I don't know why this guy thinks that Ristar is so delicious. Maybe he is. Maybe Ristar is outstandingly delicious. He does kind of look like candy. I think that's it. Yeah, I think you're done, son. Hurry up and finish exploding so I can go to the worst world in the game. Going into World 6, 6-1 is the worst level in the game. You know it's the worst level within 10 seconds because you'll listen to the music and you'll be like, this isn't the music. This is like regular Sega Genesis music, not like Ristar class Sega Genesis music. But I assure you, it really is the music for the level. It really is that bad. And I'm probably not going to make it all the way through with 4 lives. I think my dream of clearing the game on 1 credit without continuing, like all dreams, is probably dead. But let's get into it anyway. To the worst level in the game. Fortunately, 6-2 is not as bad as this. Alright, World 6. Always take damage on that guy. I don't know how to not take damage on that guy. Alright, so here, every time you use your hand, these pipes. So we want to go through here to open it, and then up to close it. I think that's what we want to do. There we go. You kind of always want to be grabbing an open pipe if you can handle it. Or if you can swing it. I guess you're not doing much swinging in this level entirely. What's over here, actually? Hello! Wait a minute. Do I want to go up here? I'm going to try going... I'm going to monkey bar backwards here. Maybe avoiding the pipe maze leads to great things. It led to a free guy. I'm happy to have done that. Now we're going to leap of faith. Leap of faith did not exactly go well for me, but... Okay, so now I got the moon boots on. The moon boots turn the level into water physics, kind of. And I don't... You can't see where the water physics begin or end. Like, there's just an arbitrary position. Which I think sinks as the level goes on. I think the quote-unquote water level is actually going down as we're advancing. Ooh, I was really hoping this would be a star. We're coming up on the one part of the level that's kind of ROM hacky, and you'll see what I mean by that when we get there. Because probably watching the game, like, you can grab and bounce off walls, you're kind of thinking like, oh, somebody could design a level where you have to just bounce off the same wall over and over and over. And then somebody did, and it's right here. So what I want to do is not land on the spikes. I want to grab the wall, and then up, and then you have to repeat that process. And I'm really bad at this, and if you're not high enough, or if you don't time your grab button well enough, you will not grab the ceiling, and you'll fall on the spikes and take damage. And we got through it first try. I can't believe I just did that. Okay, so that part's done. Now we have to work our way towards the worst mini-boss in the game. Seems appropriate that the worst level in the game would have the worst mini-boss, right? And I can take damage twice. Alright, let's go fight the Goo Brigade. This also has the most humiliating death in the game. So what I'm going to do for the Goo Brigade is he's got like 4 of these attacks, and we've got to try to kill all the little goos. The ones that are already dead, the black goos, can't damage us. It's actually really only safe to try to grab as he's moving away from us, because if you grab as he's moving towards us, you're liable to take damage. Okay, so there's 2 left. And I missed him, and I took stupid damage. And I missed him again, and I took stupid damage again. This is how the Goo Brigade goes. If you have the courage to hashtag face the fish. That's the wrong way! What are you doing? Oh, God. Okay, I had enough iframes to not take damage there. You know what? We're just going to take a nice leisurely stroll over to the Goo Brigade. You stand right in the middle here. Sometimes you can grab some of these phases super early. Not this one, though. This is the one where he's going to snipe me from off the screen. Alright, so that's 1 phase down. What's next? Okay, I don't like that phase. It's like the weird wavy in the foreground background phase that doesn't really work well. God damn it. Sometimes you can grab the outer ring and use the iframes to get into the middle and then grab the guy in the middle to end the phase. Or sometimes you can't do that, and now you only have 4 lives left, Brick Road. Alright, let's try this again. We have snipings first. This is a bad position for the snipe. Just gonna wait for all of them. So you can never tell exactly where they're gonna go. There we go, we got them. What's next? Waves, circle. There's also an X phase we haven't seen yet. Okay, we got him. There's one position on the screen where he's... That wave goes from the foreground to the background in kind of like a sine pattern. Oh, we got lucky on the circle, too. Whew. But there's no graphical change between a dude that's in the foreground and a dude that's in the background. It's one of those weird inconsistent attack things that I mentioned from earlier. I think this is it, actually. This is the last phase. We got really lucky with the circle phase and with the X phase. And now you want to... Don't stand at the center of the screen, otherwise... Do you know how many times I've died there in this game over the years? Finishing off what I knew was the last phase, I'm like, whew, I got him! And I'm just standing in the middle. And then the last green guy falls in the center of the screen and kills me. More times than I would like to admit. That has happened to me. Alright, into the Brain Maze. The Brain Maze involves throwing crystals into these little sockets to turn on these little teleporters. And sometimes the rooms have little mini-bosses in them. Actually, I don't think the order of these rooms... It feels like they could have gotten away with randomizing the orders of the rooms here. But I don't think they did. This room here needs to be clued better, I think. So if you grab this platform from the side, it starts moving to the side. And if you grab it from the top or bottom, it starts moving up and down. And you got to use that knowledge to kind of move the platform to where it needs to go. But as you saw, I did grab it once and it didn't go anywhere. which might lead you to believe that that's not how it works. I think I need to put like handles or something on the sides and the top or bottom of that platform to make sure that it's clued better, to make sure that it's more clear what you need to do in that room. Alright, let's... Beautiful. That's actually a surprisingly difficult room, and I've taken stupid damage on those spikes more times than I would like to admit. Very few things I would like to admit to at all, as we're getting on to the end of Ristar. Now this guy, you've got to grab him while one of his feet are off the ground. And you can usually get 2 good grabs in, and then he breaks down the wall for you. I also think that could be clued a little better. Like, it's not completely obvious right away what's happening with that situation. I know I've had some frustrating situations in that room where I just grabbed the guy over and over and he wasn't going anywhere and I wasn't sure why. Oh, this is another room I think could be clued better. This whole level kind of be clued better. You get stuck here, no idea what to do. It turns out you can grab the background, and there's stuff in the backgrounds if you tear them off. Ooh, I got lucky. There's 4 of them. One of them, a bunch of them are monsters, and one of them is the crystal that lets you move on. Speaking of moving on, I think this is the only, like, moving knob in the game that you have to worry about. I don't think I got high enough. I don't think this is going to work for me, but... No, I actually do have to make it all the way up top. Oh, you know what? No, I can just go through here, can't I? That must be the bonus level if I do make it up top there. Well, we're not going to the bonus levels, kids. I'm sorry. What? Rockets? The rockets just kind of come out of nowhere. There is actually a cadence to them that you can kind of learn. But you can't listen for the rocket sound effect and then jump when you hear the sound effect, even though it's being fired from off screen. If you listen for the sound effect, it's already too late. Woo! That one you can look for the top rocket, though, and know when to jump, which is kind of nice. Very user-friendly. Gotta grab this knob quickly, because this rain of terrible bastards comes down, and you can actually damage them if you swing hard enough. And then one of them is holding the crystal you need. There it is. That's all the knob is good for in this level, is killing those guys. Otherwise, you gotta try to grab them and kill them from the floor, and they're raining down on you. It's really hard to avoid damage. I was kind of hoping that'd be a free man. Oh well. Whoops! I forgot we're going into the background here. Alright, so we're gonna just use this knob to head up top. Perfect. Perfecto. So wait, this must be a secret then, if that previous spot was the bonus area. What's this go to? This is the bonus area. So what was the other? The other one must have been a free man that I missed. Oh well. It happens. Fortunately, the rockets can't damage you while you're swinging, and I think that brings us to the end of this level, which is the last level in the game. And now it's just, we have the boss of this world and the final boss. And this is where we're really going to abuse the bouncy iframes. You really can't watch and react to this boss fight. You have to just attack him as often as you can. He's going to throw screws at us. What a jerk. You kind of got to get on him and stay on him. And then the claw man's going to come down and deal some damage to him, I hope. There it is. But he's got so many different kinds of attacks, and the darker color he gets, the more attacks he gets, and you really do, as long as you're just constantly attacking him, as long as there's no chance of him getting an attack off. The whole time that when I grab him, and I'm moving towards him with the grab, or the recoil from my grab bouncing off of him, I got iframes the entire time. Like, his shot just went through me there. And we got him. I don't know a better way to fight that boss. I think if you go into this boss and try to learn the attacks and try to watch and react to what he's doing, you're going to have a bad time. I probably spent a lot of time doing that back in the day. I'm the gamekeeper. I probably spent a lot of time trying to learn the patterns and everything. And it's kind of the same with this next boss, too. The first phase of the final boss. This time, the transition scene's even more epic because we're chasing the guy. You see, like he's in the background there. We're chasing after him. Like, we're gonna get you, whoever the bad guy is in Ristar. I guess I don't know. This game has a story, but I feel like that's all I'm going to say about it. I'd have to look up on like Wikipedia or whatever what the story is. 16-bit games didn't have stories, guys. That's all there is to it. Sega Genesis games didn't have stories. Doesn't matter. Alright. I guess we do have this one, like, mini level we still have to go through. But it should be super not a problem. It's an easy place to take damage there if you just climb to the top of that ladder. Ristar automatically jumps off ladders when he reaches the top in just the right arc to land on that green slime man. Okay. I don't understand how that works. The physics of that situation seems incorrect, but oh, okay, that's more of what I deserve. Falling on that green man there. Why am I could have just climbed the wall to get up there. What am I doing? Okay, same thing. I'm just going to try to grab this guy as often as possible. There's going to be a kind of cadence to my grabs because I'm going to be trying to avoid various attacks. But basically, you want to grab this guy's shield as much as you can and use the recoil to get like through his like scorpion scythe tail attack thing. And every few attacks, you knock the guy off of the robot, and you can damage him once. He's got like a machine gun attack, and he's got lasers and stuff. All you want to do is just keep up the attack and keep on him. You want to time the attacks to make sure that, like, you know your recoil. Like right there, I should have held off on an attack there. So his laser attack went through me. But I also had the scythe coming up from behind, so I wanted to make sure that I got it. I think we're done here. I think we got him. Excellent. Alright, final boss time. I'm excited. You guys excited? Up the tube, Ristar. I think the main difference between normal difficulty, which I'm playing on, and hard difficulty is hard difficulty doesn't refill your health in between scenes. So what we're going to do is start here with phase 1, which is these little dudes. That seemed like a cheap hit to take. There's a way to get some health in the actual boss fight, but it's very tricky. So we'll try it, though. He's going to zip around a couple times. Here come the dudes. If we can grab one of these dudes, like that, we do get a star. So we get some health back. He's going to zip around, but now we don't want him to bring the dudes out if we can at all help it. So I think he zips 3 times and then dudes. So grab him. A couple of dudes fall out of his butt when you hit him. That's only natural, though. Oh, never mind. But yeah, you can get 3 health stars out of these guys if you know what you're doing. I don't always know what I'm doing, though, so it's fine. He's going to just keep zippity-doo-dah around. That was bad damage to take. Let's let the dudes come out here. Excellent. If we do that again, we actually get a blue star. So I remember my strategy back in the day, because the last fight, it's so difficult to avoid damage on. I would actually get the blue star out and try to just leave it on the floor. But that also creates complications in the final phase of the fight, which we may or may not see. I mean, we may or may not see the complications. We're definitely going to see the final phase of the fight. Wow. I feel like my hand went right through his shoe there. Come on, you. Oh, now I kind of need the health. Alright, so what we want to do, he's going to do the black... He did the black hole on the other side, the wrong side of the screen. And it's an insta-death. You know what? We're going to try this fight again. We're just going to do it all over from the beginning, starting with these guys. I like to try to use iframes from the first couple of them. And I also like to take a hit there, just to give this, to like lull the boss into a false sense of security, you know what I mean? He's gonna get the dudes out. If you stand right underneath him and aim up, that's a pretty easy dude to always get. Alright, go ahead and zippity-doo-dah around again. He was too far away. I was never gonna be able to grab him there. More dudes, huh? He's going for the great goop explosion of 2019 here. Haha, I got you. Your feet are no match for Ristar. Do need a health star, though. Oh, I need 2 health stars. There's that. Oh, I thought that was going to be it. I thought it would be in the next phase now, but it was not to be. Zipping one more. Okay, so now he should do dudes. We had one hit yet. Still, okay. Alright, this could be going better. Wow. None of those grabs landed. I'm not pleased with my performance today. I'm gonna have to not put this up on Christmas. I'm gonna have to save this for like a holiday that doesn't matter. Welcome to my St. Patrick's Day video, guys. I do not recommend being super excited about St. Patrick's Day because everybody's going to think you're an alcoholic because you are. I really better grab the dude here. I did. I grabbed him with my face. It was wonderful. Come here, you. Where are you going? It's fine. Because the last phase of the fight has predominantly insta-kill attacks, I really just need health for the first phase, honestly. I'll still take the health, though. I'm not gonna lie. Where are you going? Right there, huh? I really forgot. You do have to kind of pay attention to where he's going to make that black hole appear in the last phase. Is that going to be it? That's it. So we want to be over here. When you're grabbing, you're not getting vacuumed. If you're holding on to the little monster, you're also not getting vacuumed. And he's going to bring out 3 little monsters, and I got to get to the right side of the screen. He's going to start disappearing. I'm going to walk right, then... Well, I'll do it again. He's going to start disappearing, walk over here, and then grab him so your hand is out when he appears. And that's how you fight this boss. It's the only way I know to damage this boss. Make sure your hand is already in position. When... No! No, come back, my friend! I need a hug. like that. Gotta make sure your hand is already in position. Oh, wow. I was really not paying attention there. That guy's on the wrong side of the screen. I don't like this situation at all. Yep. If he drops a guy right on top of you, there's really nothing you can do. Because you kind of have to be grabbing in order to not get sucked into the black hole. But if you're grabbing and the little dude bounces on top of you, they don't damage you until they're done with their initial bounce. And they're done turning colors. But they can do that inside of your hitbox. But that's what I mean about a complication. If you've got a blue star on screen, just kind of waiting for... Oh no, now he's zipping around while firing dudes. How did I manage to get into this caper? Meow. Alright, we have one life left. We haven't used the continue yet. If I can do it on this life, Christmas miracle is go. So far, so good. If we don't need to get into a situation where we need to grab a dude to spawn a star, that is ideal. And if he doesn't zip to our position in the middle of the room, that is also ideal. And if we don't get sucked into a black hole, that's also ideal. This is also a pretty friendly final boss, as like Sega Genesis final bosses tend to go. Because you do get a lot of continues. I don't think you get infinite continues, but you do get a lot. And it starts you right before the final boss. You don't have to play any previous levels. That was a bad grab, not gonna lie. I could have pulled that one off better. What's happening now is I'm trying to play carefully, but I don't actually know what carefully means in the context of Ristar. So I'm playing like I don't know what I'm doing. Which, I mean, fair enough. I really kind of don't. Black holes on that side. We'll let that guy go that way. So we want the floor clear when we go into the next phase of the fight. Got him. I kind of jumped the gun a little bit there, but it still worked. I think we only have to hit him at 4 times or so, I think. I wish you knew which way the little blob monsters were going to walk based on how they fall into the level. That would be a lot nicer, I think. Nice. Now he's going to do black hole again, probably. Yeah, there we go. He usually does his like lightning laser twice and then goes back to a black hole, but he doesn't always do it that way. One more time, please. Oh. I thought that was going to be the last hit. This is bad. He's going to drop him right on top of me, isn't he? Yes, he is. My goodness. I could have salvaged that by throwing my hand down. But I was already in the air and I was panicking. Oh! It counts 0 as a life in this game. Christmas Miracle is still on the docket, kids. Everybody can tell Santa Claus that Christmas is not canceled yet. I do need a star, though. Should I try to grab a dude? Oh, I went to grab a dude, my finger accidentally hit the fast forward button. And I took really stupid damage there. We're down. I'm not gonna lie, kids. It's not looking good. We're down in the count. We're really down in the count right now. 1 hit point left, 0 hits on the boss, 0 lives remaining. It's gonna go to the continue screen. Look at that! Paying the bills with them skills. Alright, let's try to get some damage on this boss now. Very good. He's gonna zip around. Also good. Ooh, almost took some damage right there. I didn't know if that was the 3rd or 2nd zip and I panicked. Whoa, we're right into this phase already, huh? Haha, just filled my health up, you jerk. Come on, do it again. Do it again, I don't care. Alright, I should be ready to grab right now. Excellent. We're going to kill both of these guys, get to the wall. Nope. Black hole's over there. That was a pretty not nice place to put the monster, man. Got him. Alright, so much rides on where the monsters randomly fall from the ceiling here. Like, right on top of you is a bad place to have that happen. Nice. Doing it again. We are. Should do one more round of this. One more round of random monster rainfall. Which is not good for anybody. But especially not me. No, because I missed the first hit there. So now I gotta do another round of it. Ugh! You guys biting your nails? You really shouldn't. That's a really terrible habit. So we're gonna hold on to it and wait for the second monster to drop and hopefully get some iframes off the second monster. Actually, that went pretty well. So the problem with killing the monsters too early is you don't have the rainfall, or you don't have the iframes to avoid future monsters. The problem with leaving the monsters alive is you don't have time to get to the wall, which is the only place I know where you can safely manipulate his movements and that lightning laser that comes out of nowhere. Christmas is ruined. Sorry. Not like this Christmas. Like this Christmas already happened. Like next Christmas. Christmas from next year is canceled. No Christmas 2020. Because I had to use a continue. And now this is a very sad video. Sad video by a sad man and a sad viewer. There's a young child out there somewhere, little Billy, sick on Christmas. His parents can't afford his operation. The only joy he had in the world was watching Brick Road clear Ristar without using any continues. And I wasn't able to be there for you, Billy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Billy. I'm sorry that now you have to get your legs removed by a lumberjack instead of a doctor. That seems like a weirdly, specific thing to be at stake, but that's the kind of revolutionary game that Ristar was. I'm gonna have to do it from... Alright, so we'll grab him. That was not bad. Get to the wall. There's one hit. He should do this again. Yep. Nice. 2 hits that cycle. And we're still at full health. The random monster rain is being very friendly. That guy almost walked out of range, and that would have actually had very bad repercussions for what happens next. Are we going to get 2 hits on him this cycle? I sure hope so. There he goes. Into the hand. Oh, he didn't double attack, though. If you don't double attack, then I really don't know what to do to hit him. You bastard. You bastard! Wow, everything fell apart. Everything fell apart very quickly there. It's fine. Like, I mean, except for little Billy. He's got a... Lumberjack's gonna go to town on his legs now, but... He has St. Patrick's Day to look forward to, though. We watched the Nightmare Before Christmas the other night. And there's a scene at the beginning of that movie where he's going through, like, the grove, like the holiday grove, with, like, all the holiday trees that have doors in them. And one of them's, like, the St. Patrick's door, and I'm like, come on, it's not a real holiday. I had a buddy a few years ago who was really excited for St. Patrick's Day every year. And I asked him, like, why. He's like, oh, it's just, it's a great excuse to go out and get drunk. I'm like, do you really need an excuse? Because it seems like you do that a lot. Wow, there was no way I was going to get him there. Let's leave that heart on the ground in case I need it. The problem is that star is now sitting on the ground, and it's going to block... Ooh, wow, I grabbed him mid-zip. That doesn't happen often. Especially in the third phase of the fight, when I kind of need to be able to grab a lot. The star can be more of a liability than a help. I mean, it can't really be a liability, because if you grab it, you get a full heal, but... Well, a full heal if it's the blue one, which is the one I used to try to leave. I'm actually not sure if I knew you could hit this guy mid-zip around the room. I always try to grab him just before he gets the little goo dudes out. Alright. Full health going into this last phase again. Where's the random monster generator gonna go? It's random where the monsters fall, and it's random which direction they move once they do their first initial bounce. That's nice. Doing it again. We are. Okay. Ooh, okay. That's kind of the ideal monster pattern here. Well, that wasn't. I was not in an ideal position to get a hit there. That could not have gone worse. Started out as the ideal monster pattern, and then went immediately into one of the worst monster patterns you can get. I wonder if I should always try to grab the guy. Oh my goodness. We gotta get perfect the rest of this fight now. He's coming this way. It might be okay, depending on where the other one spawns. Sometimes you don't get 3 guys, you only get 2 guys. That's kind of what you want to see. You want to see 2 monsters, and you want to see them... Where's the second one? Going away from me. Okay. Probably going to drop a third one. Yes, he is. But I was not in the correct position. The problem is if you leave the monster alive, then when I move away from the wall to bait out his laser attack, I'm usually walking right into a monster. Now I need to grab a star in this fight. Give me a star. Start throwing the guys at me so I can get a star. Wow, I tried to get greedy and just took more damage. Now I need another star. Is this cannibalism? Is Ristar eating like his young brothers and sisters in order to get more health for himself? Alright, here we go. Half the video has been this one boss fight. That's fine though. That's how the world goes sometimes. And I've got an extra star on the floor. He's giving me a pretty terrible pattern right now. You can grab him in the top corner like that only if you stand underneath him. Jump and aim your hand, your grabo hand, up at him. But I like to try to stay in the middle of the screen when I'm anticipating his attack coming out. Because from the middle I can reach more positions more easily than if I'm at the side, hoping he shows up at the same side. It does occur to me, now that I'm saying all this out loud, that I've never actually watched a really good Ristar player play the game. I've never seen like a speedrun or anything. So maybe there's like an awesome final boss strategy that I don't know about. Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, like right there, I couldn't kill these two monsters without also grabbing that star. It just was not going to happen. Okay. Got all my hit points. This guy's coming right. So where's the other guy going? Also to the right. That's exactly where I want to be. He's going to fade out. I'm going to walk left. He's going to zap me. I'm going to grab him. He's hopefully going to do this again. He's going to fade out. I'm going to walk left. I'm going to... Oh, he didn't want to go for the second double attack there. Fair enough. I wouldn't either if I was him. Seems like a bad strategy for him. This is not good. Nice. I'm going to fade out. Walk left. Didn't want to go for a double attack. If he does that double attack twice in a row, he takes 2 damage. Otherwise, he only takes 1 damage. I don't like the position of these monsters at all. Come on, man. Double attack me. You know you want to. He did not. He knows my track record hasn't been great in this fight, so he's just going to keep doing what he's doing. Yeah, that one's going... That's bad. I don't want that one going left. And he didn't double attack. For some reason, doing it from the left wall doesn't work. Getting him in this pattern does not work properly. I think it has to do that he always does the laser light attack from that side. Wow, that monster actually lined up pretty well for me that time. And he did the double attack, and that's all we needed to see the end of the game. Whew! Overall, I think the levels and boss fights in Ristar are all pretty excellent, except for, like, you get to the end of the game and you get a little too RNG heavy. So much of that last fight hinges on where those little blob monsters fall down. Probably would be better if only one of them fell, and no matter where it ends up on the screen, you can just grab him and hold on to him for the duration. And then maybe have 2 or 3 of them fall down on hard mode? I don't know. I don't play this game on hard mode. There's also a super hard mode. One of the codes you can get, you can put in to play a super hard mode, and I think what that does is it only gives you 1 hit point total. You have to play the whole game without ever sustaining damage from any source. I will also say you're welcome for the song that you're going to be humming to yourself in the shower for the next 2 years. Unless you're a soulless miser, unless you're just a real Scrooge who doesn't enjoy joy. That's why the word joy is in that word, because things that you enjoy are supposed to bring you joy, like this song does for me. Sketchy final stretch aside, I'm still very happy I was able to bring you guys some Ristar, some Christmas joy. I've actually been meaning to play this game on the channel for a long time. It's just one that it's hard for me to remember, like, when I'm sitting down and I'm going through, like, okay, what games are, like, kind of on the docket? Sega Genesis games never pop into my head. But now on the channel, I've done Sonic 2. I did Sonic 2 years and years ago, and I've done Ristar. Like, what else is there? There are a couple of games on this Mega Drive Genesis Steam collection that they put out that I've considered doing. But they just don't come to the forefront of my mind when it's time to actually make a selection to record, which is why Ristar has been on the back burner for so long. So Ristar, I hope that you've enjoyed being on the front burner just this once. I've always thought that the actual credits music here kind of reserved and introspective as you get to watch Ristar's solar system spin around in the background. Very interesting capstone to the game, because this is not something that you typically see from games of this era. I actually equate this a lot with the very end of Yoshi's Island, which is kind of the same. You have this kind of reserved, introspective music as you're watching the pelican? Not pelican. Stork. Flying. The weird Mode 7 stork that they use at the end of that game. I actually like this version of an ending, because it gives you time to kind of decompress and exhale and just reflect on the adventure that you've had, rather than the more typical, like, high-octane, bouncy, happy ending, which we still got with all the nice little artwork that we got to see. But a moment to exhale at the end of a game like this, I've always appreciated more than, say, the Super Mario World version of where you just get the bouncy, happy ending and then immediately a the end screen pops up. My high score would be higher if I didn't have to use a continue. Hashtag bad gamer. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great holiday. I hope you continue to have a great holiday. I hope you have a great New Year's and a great 2020. Next Christmas is ruined. I can't do anything about that. We've already established. We'll see what passwords I earned, having picked up 0 treasures over the course of the game. Well, no treasure, so now we all have to get into a big fight. So I'm going to go on Twitter and get into a big fight. Thanks for watching, guys. Merry Christmas.